What's up, guys? So I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to change the oil on this FJ. This is my girl's FJ. It's 2012. It's the TRD edition, the four-wheel drive. It's a pretty nice truck. It's a really nice truck for a girl. No offense, for a girl. Anyway, so what you need to do this, I've already taken this down. Here, let me switch it around. So this is the tray that goes underneath up in here. It's held on by four bolts. So this is the oil filter, and this sits, you can see here's the front of the truck. So it basically is right under that cover. When you drop that cover with the four 13mm bolts down, you can stick your 3/8 drive ratchet extension into here and loosen this. There's a O-ring in here. This will drop out and it'll like drain the oil. So then when you put your adapter that I showed you, this will unscrew. You'll take the filter out. It doesn't make a huge mess. Then up here, this is the drain, and I believe, okay, so that's a 14mm. Yep, let's see, 14. Yep, 14. So this truck's lifted a little bit, and I don't need to use jack stands, but I do like to put something under the drain pan, because if there's any breeze blowing through, it'll make a huge mess. So, but yeah, on top, I just set this back on here, but you pop this off. It's got these little guys here that hold the top, and then there's these clips in the back right here that just kind of pivots on and holds it down. You lift it up and you pull it loose. It's a good idea to just go ahead and open that vent there. Helps the oil flow through quicker and smoother when it's coming out the bottom. It makes a good vent hole. Okay, right. So I just set a couple 2x4s under my my drain pan. Make sure your drain pan thing is tight. Make sure it's not over full. Don't ask me how I know. I always like to make sure it's as empty as I can get it before I drain oil. And let me just break it loose. All right, so it's almost drained out. Make sure to wear a glove. It's not a good idea to get used motor oil on your hands. And then this just goes right up into here like that, and you loosen it out. I set the drain pan under that. To be honest, broke it loose, didn't take much, and then I just twisted it out by hand. Only dropped a few drops. I like to hold a funnel underneath it just so it kind of directs it from splashing, but it didn't really need it. So now I'll just go ahead and take that piece off, change the filter. Okay, so you see the 3 teeth that are cut out along the lip. Those are gonna go line up with the edge right there. So you see, there we go. It lined right up in there. And then you can use a wrench, but this one's designed to have a socket go in. It's the same as the drain that I just took out. Counterclockwise, loosen it out, drop the filter, change it out, put it back in, change your O-rings, and then make sure it's snug. And then on the oil pan, I wipe off the drain plug, make sure that there's nothing like debris on it or anything, and I put it back in until it's snug. Then I tighten it down until it just gets resistance, and I go 1/8 of a turn more. Never had one leak or come loose on me. So I know I should probably use a torque wrench, but been doing oil changes for over 20 years and never had an issue with that coming loose or leaking. So it works for me, and it'll work for you. Okay, so I learned a lesson here, and I made a bit of a mess. Not too bad. Apparently these are garbage, and as you can see, what happened when I used that tool, one of the teeth, one of those 3 teeth broke off, and oil started pouring out of it. So yeah, I mean, you could do it if you were really in a bind. You could probably use some like epoxy or JB Weld or something, but I don't want to risk the truck engine because that thing decides to break loose or leak, and then you're screwed. So the auto store has one of these in metal for $30. So we're gonna take a ride and go pick up the new metal one, and hopefully we won't have any more problems. So just a recommendation, don't use these. And this, honestly, I think the original one, from what I just looked online, says Toyota. This one doesn't. So this has probably been replaced already. So, all right, time to go. We'll go for a ride. You wanna go for a ride? Come on. I'll take her for a ride to the auto store. She loves riding in the truck. Go ahead. There you go. She loves riding in the truck. What's up? Alright, so that's the part number. And the new one is not plastic. So hopefully it won't break. Alright, so we got the, I broke that off too, and that's cool. These things are only like $7, but the auto store didn't have one, so I used that tool right there to grab the outside. It works fine. So this is the replacement. This is a replacement for that. It's metal, so we shouldn't have that problem again. So let's install it. Make sure you got the gasket on it, and put a little new oil on that new gasket and tighten it up. All right, so I used the Signature Series 020 on this. It's 6.45, basically 6.5 quarts of oil. This stuff is good, as it says on the container, up to 25,000 miles or 1 year. For severe duty, it's 15,000. Based on how she drives, it should last about 1,000. No, just kidding. I usually run it at about 18 to 20,000 mile intervals or 1 year, and this stuff is great. If you don't use Amsoil, you should check it out. All right, it's all done, guys. So just make sure to check everything before you drive it. Check that you've got your oil in between the 2 dots on the dipstick. Check all your bolts underneath. There's 4 bolts on the underpan and then 2 bolts on the cover for the drain. Check that there's no leaks or residue, and take it for a test drive. When you come back, I would recheck those, and you're good to go. Don't forget to put a little sticker on your dash or some sort of reminder on when your next oil change needs to be done, so you don't forget. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.